Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how I get my flawless base. I'm going to show you guys my entire routine. Y'all, I've been working on this base routine, and let me tell you, whether it's a ring light or if you outside in the natural light, like, it's gonna look good, okay? Before we jump into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So of course we have to start off with a primer. I'm going to be using this Merit Great Skin Moisturizing Primer. This is what I've been using lately and I've been loving it. It is a newer item, so you guys should go check it out if you haven't already. I will have everything linked in the description. And I'm priming my face, and I am focusing this on my under eye and on my chin because those are the two driest parts of my face, and that's where you'll get creasing. Anywhere where you would get a lot of creasing, that's where you need moisture and you need, you know, to prime and moisturize. So for me, it's my laugh lines, my under eyes, and my chin. So that's where I'm focusing the primer. And the skin is looking good but not great because I've been having some breakouts. So I have like scars on my chin. I have a bump right here. Like it's a bit of a struggle. And yes, I changed my pillowcases, and yes, I wash my face in the morning and in the night. So yeah, I don't know what's causing it. But the first thing I'm going to do is conceal those dark spots. So I'm going to use this Fenty hydrating concealer. This is the We're Even hydrating concealer from Fenty in 410W. The W stands for warm, and I like to use warm concealers to cancel out darkness. So that's what I'm going to do. All the little dark spots that I see, I'm going to, you know, go in and cancel them out. This will also be a good time to use like a red concealer, but I don't have a good red concealer, so I'm just going to use this, and it's been working, so it's fine. I don't typically color correct anyway. I'm going to very lightly color correct my eyes, very lightly. You only want to use a little bit of product. You don't want to like cake on your makeup, you know. Make sure you're not doing that. And then I'm patting it in place, and I'm not blending it out yet. I'm just going to like spread it a little bit and leave it and let it dry. And you want to let that dry because that's where you're going to get the coverage. So after it dries, then you can use your brush. I'm using this brush that I got off of Amazon. It's called a Teal Y'all brush. This brush is so good, and it's only like $5. And I like how it's like angled. Do you see that? So it works pretty good. I actually have hyperpigmentation around my mouth, so I'm going to go back in with the concealer, but I'm not going to let it sit this time because I'm not necessarily trying to cover up like a dark spot. It's just hyperpigmentation. So I'm gonna blend that out and then use the brush and buff it out. Also forgot to mention that I did do my eyebrows off camera because that's just for a whole nother time, a whole nother day. If you guys want to learn how to do your eyebrows, I got you, but this is not that video. I feel like the concealer covered pretty good. These dark spots on my chin are just like crazy, so they still kind of peek through, but everything else looks good besides those two dark spots on my chin. So I'm not gonna complain. So now we're gonna move on to our next step, and this is what I'll be using as foundation. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter Glow Booster, and this is in the shade 6 Tan Deep. This is my favorite thing. I love this so much. So this is what it looks like, and you can use this as a glow booster underneath the foundation if you want like full coverage. You want like a little glow from within underneath your foundation. This is good for that, but for me, I like to use this on my skin. I just like to use it as foundation because it's really good. So I just use mostly on the cheeks, a little on the chin, the forehead, the nose, and I'm just gonna blend that out with my sponge. I don't take it all the way underneath the eye because it's kind of like unnecessary product under your eye, and more product equals more creasing. So let's not do too much. I feel like I need a little bit more. I didn't put enough. And a little bit more on my cheek. And that product is just so good. Like, you see it? Yeah, real good. Always has me looking good. Okay, now we're moving on to concealer. So I've been using the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer in the shade 8.75. This is what it looks like. And I like to go for a lifted face look, so I just focus it here and here. And remember, I did already conceal with the Fenty concealer, so I'm not trying to cover anything up. I'm trying to brighten everything up. So that's why I'm just putting it here and here. Oops. And let me just say that this placement really depends on the shape of your face. So if you don't like this shape on your face, you can just do your concealer how you would usually do your concealer. But for me, this is how I like to do it. And I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna let that dry down a little bit. And while that's drying down, I'm gonna go in with this Danessa Myricks bronzing balm in the shade Deep 2. And this is what it looks like. I am going to use, where's my brush? I've been using a flat foundation brush to apply this and just place it where I want it to be. So I like to place this in alignment with this part of my earlobe. So I like to place it right there, and that's been working for me lately. Just like that. And then I do bring it down my chin just a little bit, just like that, not too much. Also the jawline. So I want to look snatched. And a little bit on the nose. I like to apply my bronzer messy on my nose. It just, I don't know why, it just comes out better to me. And then whatever's left, I just put it on my forehead. And that's what we have so far. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is actually blend out my bronzer. I'm going to use a brush to blend out my bronzer. Or bronzer, whatever you want to call it. Liquid bronzer, contour. It has many names. But I'm going to blend it out. And now I'm going to go back in with this concealer. And I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. Like that. And that. And before I start blending out my concealer, I'm going to go in with this Dior Backstage concealer in the shade 4N. And I'm just going to place that in my inner corner of my eye, like right here. Just a little bit. It don't have to be a lot. This is a really wet concealer, so I like to use it when it's time to blend because as far as the consistency, it just mixes really well with that Giorgio Armani concealer. So that's why we're going in with that. I'm going to go in with my concealer brush and I'm going to start blending that out. And I'm not doing any eyeshadow today, so just so you guys know, this is just a base routine. And now I'm going to go on my sponge and blend that out even more. I still haven't blended out my jawline concealer yet, but I like to save that for last. This looks crazy, right? But we're gonna go in with the sponge and blend over everything even more. Blend, blend, blend. And when you think you're done blending, blend some more because you need to blend. Like, blending is very important. Now we're gonna use some liquid blush. So I am gonna use my Armani liquid blush, but I just want to mention that this e.l.f. Camo liquid blush is so good. I like the shade, what is this called? It's called Bronze Bombshell. Love this shade so much, but today I'm going to go in with this one and I'm going to place it here because, like I said, I want a lifted face look, so that's where I like to place my blush. And I'm going to blend this out with a brush. Do you see how pretty that is? I forgot to tell you guys what shade this is. So this is the shade 65 and this is the Luminous Silk Cheek Tint. I love their cheek tints because I feel like it's the perfect liquid blush for me. I already know I'm going to go on top with another blush. So something light and glowy looks good underneath. And those are all my creams. That's all the cream products I'm about to use. So now we're done with our cream products and we need to get into these powders. And we need to get into them fast because we don't want the under eye to start creasing, right? So I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Powder in the shade Medium 2. I'm going to use this to set underneath my eyes. But before I do that, I am going to blend underneath my eyes one more time. We don't want any creasing, so let's just make sure we do our due diligence so that we don't have any creasing. And now I'm going to take my powder puff. You can find these anywhere. And I'm going to just take a little bit. I already tapped some of it off on the back of my hand. And I'm going to press this underneath my eye, just like that. And I'm also going to press it alongside my nose as well. I actually like to place this all over my nose. I'm the type of girl that still likes to bake a little bit, so we are going to go in with this Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. And we're going to use a little bit of this to bake underneath my eyes. So now I'm going to carve my nose like this and bake. I'm also going to place this here and here. And whatever's left, I'll just use it in the center of my forehead. Just like that. Next, you're going to get your bronzer. So I'm using the airbrush bronzer in the shade number 4 from Charlotte Tilbury. I've been loving this bronzer ever since I got it. So I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to use a nice little fluffy brush, and I'm going to go right on top of that bronzer that I applied. It's okay if this gets a little messy because you got all that powder right there to keep it in order. Also the jawline, for me anyways. You probably don't need that, but me, I'm gonna need that. And I'm gonna use a smaller brush so I can apply a little bit on my nose. I don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. And I'm gonna take this all the way up my brow bone. Just like this. Now we get into the eyelid. So I'm gonna use my Fenty 420 concealer, and I'm just gonna put a little drop on my eyelids, just like this, just like that. I'm gonna go in with my brush and blend it out. And I'm gonna set that with whatever's left on this powder puff. And now I'm gonna take that bronzer and place it in my crease and just blend it into the contour that's coming from my nose so it can look like one thing. Next, I'm going to go in with this Fenty Pro Filter powder foundation in the shade 14, and I'm going to use this to brush away my under eye bake. So I'm just lightly brushing away that under eye bake and make sure I get all up in there. And I'm also going to brush away this bake underneath my bronzer. Gonna need a little bit more. Okay. And you really want to blend when you get in this area because you don't want your bronzer to look really harsh. So you want to make sure you blend it good. And before we move on to our next step, I'm actually going to go back in with my Hourglass powder, and I'm going to take a little bit on my powder puff. And I have really harsh smile lines, so I'm going to go like this and place some powder there. And I know it looks crazy right now, just hold on. Okay, next step, I'm going to go in with my Chanel powder. This is their Universal Libre powder in the shade 40. And this has been a game changer for me personally. This powder makes all the products on your face look like just one thing. Mine came opened. They did send me a new one, but I'm gonna use this product. So I just like to take it and just tap off whatever I can get onto the brush. And then I just blend my entire face. Just like this. Okay, and now we're going in with a blush. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Intense blush, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm just going to go in with a brush and apply my blush. I'm going to apply it right where I applied that liquid blush. Whatever's left, I just like to put it on my nose. And there it is. So this next step is for the girlies that still like highlighter. If you don't like highlighter, then I don't know what to tell you. I do. So let me pick out one because I actually did not pick out a highlighter. So we're gonna go in with the MAC Extra Diminished Skin Finish in the shade Superb, and this is gorgeous. Not a lot, but just a little something on the cheek for me. I like that little, you know, glowiness. You see? It just does something. I will never ever get over highlighter. I think it's just so pretty. And like highlight, what has highlighter ever done to anybody? Like, why does everybody hate highlighter all of a sudden? I don't get it. I don't even get it. But me, I'm gonna use me some highlighter. Okay, and I still like to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that too. This highlighter is so pretty. Okay, and this is how the makeup turned out. And I know I have a bump right there, so we just don't even focus on the bump. Just look at everything else. Look at the material. So this is how the makeup is looking, and I am gonna add some mascara and stuff, but I'm gonna do that off camera because I'm actually about to film for another brand, which I'm so grateful for. Like, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish my makeup off camera, and I'll come back and close out the video. Okay, so I'm done filming. I already did some eyeliner and mascara, so I'm just gonna do a quick little lip. I'm gonna use the Fenty Traced Out Lip Pencil in the shade, what shade is this? Cold Blooded, and line my lips. I had to try on a red lipstick, so it's like kind of hard to get off, so if my mouth looks red, that's why. And now I'm gonna go on with my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Intense Lip Pencil, just like around that lip pencil. And last but not least, my go-to, this is the Plumpgasm lip gloss in the shade Fair Medium. And this is the completed look. Comment down below and let me know how I did. I'm also going to show you guys how my makeup looks outside in natural lighting, just, you know, just to show you guys. It looks good. But that's it for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.